the first section of the blue bathroom completed. So I've done the steps, they've all been polished up, and I've done this little section that the sink has been put up against, so that's all been painted. That's wired a light in over the mirror. The mirror is one that we've taken out of a frame we got from a brocante. The tiling I've done and grouted up. Sink's new. The tiles have yet to be grouted, but I will get round to that as I progress around the room. But that's the first section done. I'm up in the loft, so that's where I've just come up from. We've got a couple of little skylights up here, but this is sort of the state of the loft area, and people are always amazed by the fact that we've got a tile floor all the way through, and there are 7 rooms up here. But yes, we're using a little bit of storage up here just because we're getting rooms done inside the house and we need somewhere else to go. So what I'm looking for at the moment is little frames, certainly one for the blue bathroom to show off the wallpaper. And this is what I saw the other day. So I'm wondering if it hasn't got woodworm in it. It's only tiny, so it's that way up. It's only tiny, but a pretty little frame. I'm wondering if I can clean it up and either stain it or paint it or something. I can use that, that would be lovely. And this is where I've left one little bit of wallpaper, showing the shell pink and the white and gold detail on it. And I've just got this little frame from the loft with some glass in it. I'm just going to paint the area to fit that and hang that frame there. So this is the next wall to make a decision about. So half of it seems okay, but the other half, I think we had a lot of water at some point come through the roof there, so it's devastated everything. Shows the 4 layers of wallpaper there. So that's second-hand vintage wallpaper up, and it looks terrible, but I think it will dry okay. The last lot looked exactly the same and dried okay, so fingers crossed.
So this morning, after Barbara put the wallpaper up last night, about 9 o'clock, it's drying out quite well. It's still damp, but it's going in the right direction. So I need to put the light back up that I took down so she could paint the wall. So that's my next job. The cable is here. That's going to go along the top edge, but that's going to be hidden in by coving eventually, so I'll see how I get on with that.
So what I'm doing today is I'm just preparing the bits for the light in the blue bathroom. So Mark's put the light together, and with all our lights through the house, all the chandeliers are varying sizes. We've just done some alterations to them. So they are originally chrome tubes and chrome other bits around it. So I've made them look more like natural candles. I've painted the tubes a cream colour, and I've used hot glue to just make the drips around the top. The other bits I've just painted with a gold paint, so it looks more antique-y, if you like, rather than the chrome modern look. Fiddly job.
A bit of a faff.
How many lights do you think you put together now?
In total, like 30.
These are the smallest ones, so aren't they?
Yeah, not too bad.
biggest one's the dining room. So here are all the bits for the chandelier we're just putting together. And yes, this is the smallest. Ta-da! So the secret door's finished now. I've painted it and Mark's hung a large mirror there to reflect light back into the room. The wallpaper's drying out nicely. And now I'm doing the last wall, which was very crumbly at the top and a lot of debris behind the wallpaper. So I've pulled the wallpaper back, got rid of the debris. I'm going to treat the wall with some fungus killer, and then I'm going to glue all the paper back up and paint it. And the other thing I'm doing is I'm trying to expose a decent bit of blue wallpaper. So I'm just dampening the pink one and gradually just teasing off the layer of pink from the blue and white. Blue and white is a bit of a glazed paper, so that's coming off fairly easily. It's just a bit tedious. But I just want to expose a little bit of that because that looks quite good condition there. The other bit I've got, I'm going to swing round, is a bit of the pink there that still has the gold in it. Is just under that frame there. The other layer I had was red and gold, a very, very thin paper, almost like tissue, which I'll have to try and find a bit of that as well. So the final wall is painted. I haven't done the window or shutters yet. These are the previous wallpapers, so this is the one I've just covered up. That's the one underneath it, very, very thin. Then that one, and then that's the original one, so that's about 100 years in wallpapers there. So that wall is finished now, apart from doing the shutters and around the window panes. So this is how far I've got with the blue bathroom. So I haven't done the shutters on the window yet. And the bath is going to go in this area here. Try to introduce some blue as it's the blue suite. That's all the old wallpapers there. So a series of 4. So that must be 100 years of wallpaper. I haven't done the door yet into the bedroom. Sink's all done with a light above it and mirror. Shower's in and working. That's the very old lino there, that's over 100 years old. Toilet's all installed. The mirror's hanging on the secret door. That goes through to a utility area. Towel rails up. Chandeliers up. This is the antique wallpaper. And the bath will be going into this area, this corner of the bathroom.
So what are you doing today, dear?
I'm going to make grape jam. I've never made it before, but it sounds like a good one to do, and we've got plenty of grapes to use up. It's just sort of the end of them really, so the birds have had their share and insects, so I'm just going to use up the last now and make jam.
Excellent. And I'm making lemon curd, so I've got my lemons, eggs, sugar and butter ready to make my lemon curd, which is to Uncle Jim's secret recipe. There you go, 5 jars of lemon curd, all ready to go in the fridge and be chilled, and then they can go in the freezer. So your jam's ready now, is it, dear? So you're canning into jars. Apparently this is canning. So we've boiled the jars so they're sterile. Just filling them up with the jam. And so we get. Hopefully we'll have.
Nice recipe. You haven't tried it before. It'll make good use of our grapes. So if I go from the dining room through the doorway into the room we call the Servery, it's where we've got everything for the breakfasts that we do in the morning for our B&B. I've got all my old English china in here. It's a large dresser here, it's all full of it. So hopefully one day we'll be doing high tea. And in my big larder here, I'm using it for storage at the moment. It undoes the same as all of them. It's got a spring, which is quite stiff on this door. So this is where I'm keeping my preserves. So I've got cherries and beetroot and sweet tomato chutney, peaches in alcohol, and I'm now going to add to it my grape jam. So that's been quite successful and a good use of those grapes. So that's my storage.